The Copper Fieldhouse, we're just a little over a half an hour away from the start of the Region 6A basketball tournament, and 4 great teams are coming in here tonight, 3 a year ago. First up, the Hawley Nuggets, undefeated, ranked number 1. They are going to be taking on the Glenwood Lakers. They are making their 5th straight trip to the region tournament. In our second game tonight, Staples and Cyrus will do battle, but first we've got Tom Critchley, the head coach of the Hawley Nuggets. Tom, your ball club has talked about it. There's been so much talk about this tournament. Do they realize that the moment is here now?
Yes, we do, Ed. I think we felt the pressure a little bit in that District 23 tournament going through it. But it seemed like after that tournament was over, our kids were very relieved, and they knew that the moment was here.
People are saying that you really didn't have a very good tournament. How do you feel about it? Is the monkey off their back a little bit being here in the region?
Well, I think so. I don't agree with that, because anytime you win a tournament, as far as we're concerned at this time of the year, if we win by 1, we did the job.
Glenwood wants to take you full court tonight, run and gun. How do you feel about that style?
Well, we feel very comfortable with it, because we can play that way too. But we might have to slow it down a little bit. Once we beat their press and get the ball in the front court, we certainly won't hold the ball, but we might have to be a little more patient than they are.
Tom, good luck to you. We'll see you in just a little while.
Thanks a lot, Ed.
Tom Critchley, the head basketball coach of the Hawley Nuggets. They're going up against Glenwood. Our coverage starts live at 7 o'clock right here on WDAY. In the second game tonight, Staples, a ball club that knows all about being in this tournament. They're making their 7th trip in 8 years. And they've got the big kid inside named Matt Nelson. They'll be going up against Cyrus tonight. And Cyrus is an excellent ball club. But they've got to stop Nelson. He's going to NDSU next year. He's also 6'7", averaging 19 points a game. And Greg Hills knows all about him.
Well, that'll be a real challenge. We played Wheaton. They've got some big kids inside, not quite as tall as him, but big physical kids. And we'll have to shut him down. We'll not be able to let him have the ball, or we'll be in trouble that way.
And in college hockey, in Division I, they are down to the final 8. The University of North Dakota found out today that they will be playing St. Lawrence in Grand Forks. Total goal series on Friday and Saturday night. Maine plays at Michigan State. Bowling Green plays at Harvard. Minnesota gets the road trip to Boston College. Gino Gasparini told us today that, yes, St. Lawrence is an excellent hockey team.
A very good hockey team, and they're a big team, good skating hockey team. They've won 13 out of their last 15 games, and they're a hockey team that comes to play regardless of who they're playing. So we're expecting the worst. And certainly when you get down this time of the year, you know, with 8 teams left in the country, all 8 of them are good teams, and you better be ready to play.
And we'll be back with more sports from the Copper Fieldhouse in a moment.
So that we may bring you the following coverage of the Minnesota Region 6 boys basketball semifinal round live from Concordia. Moonlighting will be seen immediately following Nightline tonight.
Basketball is one of the Heartland's richest traditions. The dreams of yesteryear are still alive for the people today. While much has been made of this tradition and dreams, we can find it close to home in Region 6, where 4 teams have their hopes of making the state tournament. The 1987 field for the region is one of the most powerful in recent years, and the playoffs hold the element of surprise, as Little Cyrus, a town of 334, sends its Cinderella version from District 21. They may hold the best player in the tournament in Brian Salvey. 23 points a game and 55% from the field. Salvey carries the hopes of Cyrus against Staples. It's the classic David and Goliath matchup.
Well, I'm sure they're not all, but I'm ready to win, and I know they're here. They're here to do the same thing. There's no sense in just showing up.
For Lynn Peterson and the Staples Cardinals, it's their 7th trip in 8 years to the region. They are 4-0 in region finals, and the power of this Staples club lies inside on the future Bison player, Matt Nelson. The Cardinals need his 19-point average and maybe more from the 6'7" center.
Well, we've got to get a great deal out of him, and if there's a team that's going to stack it inside against him, we got to still get 18, 20 points out of him and 10 rebounds. And if they don't stack it in, we got to get more yet out of him because he's definitely key to our ball club. And yet we've impressed on the kids throughout the year that you don't win the ball games with just 1 or 2 kids, and I think that's indicative of every team in the region tournament.
The talk all year in the region has been Staples and Hawley. But standing in the way of that matchup is more than a proven program. The Lakers from Glenwood. Under John Holston, the trip to Concordia is routine as the 5-time district champions bring in the run-and-gun style and the potential ammo to shoot down the undefeated Nuggets.
We're looking forward to the challenge. We want to measure our program, what it's like, and the only way to measure it, as far as I can tell, is probably against the best team in the state and see what happens.
For Tom Critchley and the Hawley Nuggets, as the wins have stacked up, the pressure has mounted. They are a team with a purpose. They are a team driven by the past. A double overtime loss a year ago to Wheaton has left a burning desire to win it all. Possessed with the passion of victory, their margin of victory at 24 points a game sends a message. The title has to go through Hawley.
Preparation for Wheaton. We're going in that gym and we're practicing tomorrow because our kids are on a mission. We're going. We're going to win that baby.
It is the most talked about, the most publicized, and there are those who argue the most exciting region basketball tournament in all of Minnesota. And right off the bat tonight, we will see the #1 ranked Hawley Nuggets. Good evening, everybody. Ed Schultz along with Rex Haugen again. Rex, the flavor of this region tournament, every year it just seems to be more and more intense.
Well, I tell you, I got here about 5:15, and they must start opening the doors at 5:30 because the bleachers across the way were jammed by a little after 6 o'clock. And I'll tell you what, we've got something going here tonight. We've got a team that's sitting on top of the world here, and they're going to go against Glenwood. And Glenwood's in loosey-goosey, and they go up and down the court, and they throw the ball around, they shoot it in the strings, and I tell you what, this should be
going to be fun. We'll be back with the starting lineups for tonight's ball game in a moment. WDAY Television Sports presents the Minnesota Region 6A Basketball Tournament, live from Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota. Tonight's games are brought to you by Hawley Merchants, Corwood, Headland Sign, Don Sportland Breckenridge, FMC Command Soybean Herbicide, Pelican Rapids Merchants, Northwestern Bell, KFGO AM Radio, Country Furniture, Minnesota Dairy Promotional Council, Glenwood Merchants, FM Auto Mart, Cyrus Merchants, Fargo Herbicide. There is plenty of excitement at the Carver Fieldhouse. These fans know what they've come to see. It's going to be a great one. And right off the bat, you are looking at a basketball team that has made this trip many times before, the Glenwood Lakers. They have won their district 5 straight times, and now they get a shot at the undefeated Hawley Nuggets.
You know, that's really a heck of a record. I didn't realize it was that many years in a row, but that is a heck of a record. There's not too many teams, I think, can say that. That's definitely something. Whether you're really good or just so-so, you come out of your district 5 times in a row, you've done something.
We had a nice chat with both coaches, or actually all 4 coaches, over the weekend. And as you look at the Hawley Nuggets, what they are thinking about, what happened last year, John Holston, the head coach of Glenwood, said there's a lot of pressure on those Nugget kids. I've been in that position before, undefeated, coming into the region tournament, ranked #1, and the kids have a tendency to tighten up no matter how good they are.
Well, I tell you, it's just a situation that you can't ignore it. You want to ignore it, but you just can't ignore it. Your kids just got to go out and play like there's no tomorrow, and you don't worry about a thing. Let the tail go, the hide, and everything will go fine.
The tail, the hide, the whole 9 yards. We're here ready to show it to you. Let's go to the PA announcer, Chris Widener, for the starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Concordia's Memorial Auditorium Fieldhouse for Region 6A High School Boys Playoff Basketball action. Tonight's first game has Glenwood High School hosting Hawley High School. And now let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Hawley Nuggets. Starting at 1 guard, 5 feet 9 inches tall, number 10, David Noreen. At the other guard, 6 feet tall, a senior, number 20, Todd Young. Forward for the Nuggets, 6 feet 3 inches tall, a senior, number 12, Randy Gregory. Also at forward, 6 feet 4 inches tall, a senior, number 42, Joel Salim. And starting at center, 6 feet 4 inches tall, a senior, number 44, Stephen Molstreet. The Nuggets are coached by Tom Critchley. And now for the home team, Glenwood Lakers. Starting at guard, 5 feet 11 inches tall, a senior, number 11, Eric Hayai. The other guard, 5 feet 10 inches tall, also a senior, number 25, Kevin McCrory. And forward for the Lakers, 6 feet 1 inches tall, a senior, number 23, Derek Peterson. Also at forward, 6 feet 1 inches tall, a senior, number 15, Nick Danielson. And starting at center for Glenwood, 6 feet 2 inches tall, a senior, number 33, Chris Hill. Glenwood High School is coached by John Holston. The referees for tonight's game is Bob Nick and Bill Thomas.
advantage over Glenwood. Rex Haugen, how do the Nuggets use that to their advantage when Glenwood comes in saying they want to go full court?
Well, Hawley has definitely got to get a little bit more up-tempo and then get control of the basketball on their end. It's going to be a big job. And boy, are Moultrie and Hill going to line up. You see the shoulders on that Hill?
Hill's going to get drafted. He's tight end material.
Holy fuck.
He's a big kid.
Yes, he is.
We're talking about Hill in the middle. He wears number 33. And the tip to the near side comes to Randy Kragerud and the Nuggets. Some say that the Nuggets didn't play very well in the district tournament. Tom Critchley defies that, saying that anytime you win a championship, you got to take it.
Oh, they played very well. No one can, I think, justify that statement very much.
Out to a man-to-man defense early on comes Glenwood. And the Nuggets very patient. This is Kragerud. And the first rebound almost goes to Smith, but it goes for Hill and it goes out of bounds.
Glenwood open in a man-to-man on the half court. I don't know if they'll stay in it now. It looks like they're still in it. They might match up in a 2-3 here after the inbounds pass.
I think we'll see more patience.
Collins again with the inbounds pass. There's the ball on the other end already.
There's the full court game we talked about. Danielson cans the first couple. And the Nuggets are going to see pressure all night. This is Young with a basketball. Almost taken away by High. And now he's going to be double teamed. Young throws it away. Marine couldn't quite get to it.
It was an interesting matchup there on the full court. McClory took Moultrie on the out of bounds and also took him bringing the ball up. Now, if they stay that way in the half court, why Moultrie will score 100 if they get him the ball.
Played less than a minute, and the Nuggets have already got a couple of turnovers. High with a basketball. Nuggets countering with a little pressure. Danielson back to High now. Inside, this is Hill, and it's an air ball. Moultrie and Hill. Moultrie 44 for the Nuggets, Hill 33 for the Lakers. Keep your eye on the matchup. Inside, it's going to be a dandy. This is Moultrie. Nuggets moving the ball extremely well. This is Doreen, and he is fouled. And the first foul of the night will go to Kevin McClory.
Just a little anxious there when he was closing out on defense, left his feet.
Are we going to see the Nuggets make a lot of passes before that first shot? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I think they'd want to put it up a little bit quicker than that. They were really patient those 2 times.
Noreen back to Moultrie. Moultrie from 15 doesn't go.
Now, that's unusual. I don't think he's done that in 4 games. Put up that shot from the elbow on the initial pass.
Peterson now with the basketball. Back outside, this is McCrory.
Man-to-man by Hawley now. There's a lot.
Back to Peterson. Back to McCrory, forcing the shot, and it doesn't get the roll. And Moultrie on the board. We've got a travel on Steve Moultrie. Third Hawley turnover. High puts it in play, back outside to McCrory. Way outside, a long shot, no good by Danielson. And the board comes to Joel Young of the Hawley Nuggets. Down the floor, Young with a basketball against High. High's going for the ball tonight. This
He's got very quick hand. He almost picked the pocket there earlier.
Beautiful pass inside to Kragerud from Celine.
That's the basic offense, and that's what you have to stop. You have to stop that pick on Kragerud down the baseline.
And now Peterson with a basketball tied up in the corner. The baseline move by Danielson. He's out, or he stepped out of bounds. We're tied at 2. 5:25 remaining here in the first quarter. It's Hawley and Glenwood. Later on, Staples and Cyrus. And what a ball club Staples has. They got 2 great players, too. Nelson out of Staples, and Cyrus has got Solvey. We'll tell you about them later. Nuggets breaking pressure the hard way. This is Kragerud. Celine, he pumped in 29 in 1 game in the district. He's back for more.
You can't give him that, I'll tell you. I wonder if Glenwood could keep this pace up. Evidently, they've been doing most of the year, but this tremendous pace on their part.
High up to Danielson with a basketball. Down low, Hill. Ooh. Get out of my way.
Yes, sir.
just inside the 5-minute mark. First quarter action in front of a packed house in Concordia. And Craggerud needs help. And we've got a 5-second clock. 10-second cutoff. Fourth Hawley Nugget turnover.
Hawley just a little too patient on that, but there's a lot of heat on.
There's a timeout on the floor. Over the stage. We're tied at 4.
KFGO celebrates the spirit of the Valley every day. It's a vibrant spirit, a spirit of fun, a spirit of optimism, and you can hear it right here.
On the spirit of the Valley.
There's a new spirit in the Red River Valley, and we've got it 24 hours a day.
790 KFGO
FM Automark challenges you to find a better value anywhere, and here are 2 good reasons why. The 1987 Nissan Sentra and hardbody truck. Sentra, America's best-selling import, is designed to fit your lifestyle and budget. This Sentra standard starts at just $67.45. And you can't find a better 4x4 under $11,000 than this rugged Nissan hardbody, with a list of standard features you won't believe. See more good reasons why Nissan is your #1 value at FM Automark, 3151 West Main in Fargo.
You were talking basic offense for the Nuggets.
All right, we get the ball to the elbow to Moultrie, and they turn that thing through, and they run Craggerud on a baseline pick, and he gets Jerry right down in there. That's basic offense for Hawley.
Glenwood has the ball. We're tied at 4. This is McCrory with the basketball, working against Noreen. Nuggets to a man-to-man. High outside. Little move in the paint, and it's good. This Glenwood basketball team has 3 players averaging in double figures and 1 close to it. They go with the balanced scoring. Noreen takes a nice pass from Craggerud. Noreen, they say that High knocked it out of bounds. This High is a ball.
Oh, he's all over. He was tough last year. Hawley has got to finish up against that press. I know Tommy Critch was talking about that before the game. They've got to crack the press, but not be content with getting it over. They've got to finish it. Noreen did a good job that time. He just lost the ball on the reach in.
This is Moultrie. Back to Celine. Celine to Noreen. This is Todd Young to Craggerud. That's his spot, but he doesn't get it this time. Peterson with a rebound. Glenwood, a 2-point advantage. And Glenwood once more. Noreen in the lane. The Giants falls down a missed shot by Peterson. I think Hawley's to fight that pressure. They're going to have to get the ball down quickly themselves.
Yes, they are. They're going to have to get down quickly. A little too much bouncing as a coaching criticism. A little too much dribbling.
Celine to Noreen. You leave him open, he'll hurt you.
Yeah, that's the shot. That's a great shot.
Back to a tie score. High working to the near side with Peterson. He gets it up to Danielson, who has to save it. High down low to Hill. Hill waddle. 3:08 remaining. We're seeing a real deliberate basketball game as you see John Holston, the head coach of the Glenwood Lakers.
Hawley's got to finish this attack off now. They just can't stand out there. Taking too long. That must be about 7.
Craggerud. And they barely get it out. This is Moultrie down low to Noreen. Some may think that's a little too much work for a couple. And we've got a foul in the backcourt. And David Noreen will pick up his first personal. And that will be Hawley's. As we take a look at the replay right here.
Yep. He dumped that thing in. Glenwood thought he traveled, but that's a good power move there. It took him a long time to break that press, though.
Nuggets with 4 turnovers in the first 3.5 minutes of the game, obviously bothered by that pressure. But they're coming back with some of their own as Peterson now controls against Celine. He wants the baseline, and it's taken away by Craggerud. Over to Todd Young. Young gets it up, taken away by Hill.
Woo! This getting a little cranky. Wow! Get the ball down in there. Oh, we got a whistle. Way on the other end, we got a whistle. Right where the turnover took place.
It might have been a travel against Glenwood.
Either that or he stepped on the line when he kicked the ball back in.
Boy, this one has got a flavor of being a 70-point game if they ever get into the hoop because they're doing enough running.
adjusted.
Both teams still playing that man-to-man D. Kragerud, they're getting on him at 15. Noreen still left alone. Pulled down by Danielson. We're coming up on the 2-minute mark left here in the first quarter. Nuggets lead it by a couple.
Hawley hasn't got the ball a low post one time yet.
High, thanks to Hill, I believe. What do you think?
Well, that and they're running their offense through, so they always got Moultrie and Celine flash to the elbows when the cuts are being made out of the bucket.
David Noreen, that's his second.
I think they should test that low post a little bit one time.
Noreen picks up his second personal foul. High baseline. Hill. Noreen with a dandy steal. Noreen breaking pressure. We got a foul in the backcourt, and this one is going to be on Peterson. And that'll be the second team foul on Glenwood. Both teams now with 2 team fouls. The point I was trying to make about Noreen with 2 personals, Hawley doesn't go very deep with the bench.
Well, they changed their first match in is Harrison, so that means that Krager moves up to the front court.
Noreen outside now. There's your inside move to Celine. Nothing called. They're letting them play a little bit tonight.
Well, I said they had to go to the low post, and by golly they did. I don't know if that means they heard me or if it was in their game plan.
High gets it on over to Danielson. This is Peterson. Back to High. McCrory with a basketball, and he let it go out of his hands. And now the Nuggets are starting to take charge in a lightweight fashion. A 4-point lead for Hawley. Minute 24 remaining in the first quarter. And now 5 turnovers in the column for Glenwood, and John Holston wants to talk it over. What do you think? What has to happen with Glenwood? They quickly have 5 turnovers now.
Well, I think unless this is the way they play all the time, Glenwood is, the game is exciting, but it isn't really artistic right now. It's just bang, 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 baseline, baseline. Glenwood could be a little more careful where they're handling the ball in their offensive end. They are making good penetrations. I think if they made one more pass, they might end up with a little better shot.
It seems to me that both coaches have got drilled into these kids, let's go full court. That's why they made it this big.
Well, you got to dance to the lady that brung you. Here's that post play to Celine, and Glenwood thought that maybe he charged. I don't know, it was pretty close.
6'9".
That guy's got to be planted before that guy gets in the air.
The northeast corner of the gym, it's in a no parking.
Glenwood, they have not scored Rex Haugen for 3 minutes. They want to get out and run, but they've been quiet for 3 minutes. Their last bucket came at the 4:22 mark. It's down to 1:24 remaining here in the first quarter. Nuggets lead it by 4, and now Moultrie will put it in play against full court pressure. Interesting point. You said, how long can they keep it up? They normally only go 7 players on the floor.
They pulled Hill out.
Kragerud stepped over and back, nothing called.
They pulled Hill out to give him a little rest, so they're not a very big guy guarding Moultrie right now.
Moultrie outside.
In fact, both Celine and Moultrie have got their man outgunned quite a bit.
Kragerud doesn't get it, and off the bench with the rebound is Hoffman.
That's a good board by Hoffman.
Lonnie Hoffman.
Glenwood needs a bucket real bad to keep this thing within 2. They got a little bit of patience. There it is at the point. Swing it around, son. Swing it around.
Peterson swings it back outside to Swenson.
Turn and face the basket. Oh, I got a quick coach here. There we go.
No sense in having your back to the bucket 15 feet away.
Well, there's a drive. Nice move.
Nice move by Peterson, and there is a foul inside. And this one's going to be on Joel Celine. That'll be the 3rd team foul.
There's a good drive there. Good crossover step. There's a nice little move by Peterson, and he went up. He got that shoulder back a little bit and made the contact and nailed Celine.
First free throw of the night coming up for either team. Does not go for Derek Peterson. Peterson on the season, 66%. From the free throw line, there you see his other numbers. He misses 2.
That was a brick. That last one was really a brick.
With cement on it. And now Young down the floor. Kragerud. 24 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. And Hawley obviously actually going to play for one shot.
They'll run their flex to death once they get down in there. They get about another 3-4 seconds. They should line up unless he's changed his mind and gone with the corners.
Hawley and Young.
Oh, he's penetrating out of the corners.
Crackerud almost loses it.
Boy, are they
Second,
scrambling.
Celine gets a shot, and it goes. That'll do it for the first 8 minutes. And the Nuggets. Live turnovers. They've got the lead.
Billy, I see us in the backyard playing, just you and I. You were king and I was queen in a treehouse in the sky. And now that all our younger years drift into yesterday, I want you to remember.
Hi, Billy. Guess who?
Hey, sis. How are you?
Through Saturday, it's a Shamrock Summer of Savings. One price sale at the new Corwin Dodge. We've priced every vehicle on our showroom floor and patio area at a special price. One group of new Dodge Omnis, $6,900. Beautiful front-wheel drive Chargers, $7,900. All new Dodge Shadows, $8,900. And one group of full-size and Dodge Dakota pickups, $9,900. But hurry, the Shamrock Shower of Savings ends Saturday. And it's only at the new Corwin Dodge, Fargo.
These Glenwood merchants are proud of what the Lakers have achieved this season. Blakey Chevrolet, serving your transportation needs for over 41 years. Glenwood Rex Haugen, for all your quality photo finishing by Monarch. We use Kodak paper for a good look. And Keith Standard, now with their grease, oil, and filter special, 5-quart limit, just $15.95. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's been a good year for Glenwood. The Lakers are a super team.
As we start the second quarter, the Nuggets, a 6-point advantage. And the last 4 minutes of the first quarter, Glenwood did not get a basket. The half-court game is what John Holston does not want. Right now, they are forced into it. High-eye, inside feed, and a nice play by Hawley.
Well, I think Glenwood just said, Hawley, we can run a little half-court, too, if you just give us a little chance to handle the ball here. We'll show you a little half-court, and it's taking too long.
Young breaks the pressure. This is Moultrie. They're looking for backdoor action now. This is Crackerud. Celine to Moultrie. Moultrie, is he going to work on Hoffman? He'll give it up to Noreen. Back inside Moultrie. That's what he's talking about, but it's an air ball. And a nice rebound by Mike Danielson. Now to Peterson with a basketball. Both teams have stayed in the man-to-man all night. This is High-Eye. This is his move. He's a tough off that jumper. Into the lane is where he scores.
It looks like Glenwood's a little bit more relaxed now, and they're putting the ball up a little better rhythm. They weren't really good rhythm that first quarter.
Young gets it up court to Celine, back to Crackerud, and we're back to a 2-point game. We just started the second quarter. Almost taken away by High-Eye.
You know, I remember High-Eye last year.
Hill and McCrory step back in for Glenwood.
He just run himself to death last year, and he's doing the same thing this year. He is all over out there.
Crackerud will put it in play now for the Nuggets.
Muscle and muscle, Moultrie and Hill.
Young outside. Moultrie. Thing that makes him so effective, he's good with his back to the basket and facing the basket, don't you think?
Yes, he's pretty fluid, pretty flexible, play both ways.
Celine to Young. Crackerud, can they leave him open? That time they could, and it's pulled down by McCrory. And to break to High-Eye. Over Peterson. That's the game they won.
Hawley was not running back on defense. There's no doubt that Glenwood showed the speed that time.
And quickly, Glenwood has scored 6 unanswered points to even this game at 12. This is Young outside against High-Eye. High-Eye's going to get his share of steals tonight. You wait. And we've got a whistle as Moultrie moved into the paint. It'll be a 2-shot foul. Moultrie, as he steps to the free throw line, has yet to score tonight. There's the last basket, the transition game that the Lakers did so well with.
Pass. Looked one way through it, right through the defense. Hawley was not sprinting back on defense that time.
see Moultrie at the line for his first attempt of the night at points. He misses there. You got to give credit to Hill inside playing the D on him.
Oh, he's playing good D on him. Moultrie's had trouble at the free throw line most of the year.
Moultrie, who is not traditionally a very good free throw shooter at only 48%, shows why with those two misses. 5:40 remaining in the first half. We are tied at 12. And Glenwood takes the lead. Danielson against pressure now. Here come the Nuggets again. Hawley visibly shaken by this full court pressure. Kragerud, the long bomb to Noreen. The Nuggets found a way.
Kragerud will get his head up. He'll see that all the time because Glenwood is really up there gambling that Hawley's not going to get it across.
McCrory across the midcourt line. High. Inside feed to Hill against Moultrie. Too tight. Won't go. And Kragerud clears it to Young. Hawley. They don't get pressure this time. We're tied at 14. This is Moultrie outside, trying to draw Hill away from the bucket. Noreen to Celine. It's good.
That was a nice little play. Noreen's man was expecting the flex cut, and Noreen just ducked back on what I call a flare. And as soon as the guy attacked him, he dumped it underneath the Celine.
High working against Noreen now.
2-3 zone by Hawley.
First time we've seen zone tonight by either team. Outside shot by Danielson. Hill on the board. Hill inside, tough.
Ooh,
he wants another one. We got a foul called. Moultrie and Celine were there. And it goes on Celine.
Not only does he have good shoulders, good legs, and a big body, he can jump.
There's a timeout on the floor. A 2-point advantage. As you see the foul inside by Joel Celine. And we'll be back.
Waldrug in Hawley has it all. Home and health items, photo processing, cosmetics, a restaurant, prescription services, and even a gift shop downstairs. Stop in soon. They've got the team spirit, and they're behind the Hawley Nuggets all the way. In business, as in sports, teamwork makes a difference, and the team at Silver Lake Co-op Oil Company wants you to pay them a visit. They've got quality Cenex products for your farm, home, and car. Congratulations to the Hawley team on their super season.
The Hawley Golf and Country Club reminds you to get ready for golf. It won't be long now, and it always starts first at Hawley. Remember, the Hawley Golf and Country Club is 18 holes and open to the public. On behalf of all the Hawley merchants, they'd like to thank you for watching this fine tournament and invite you to stop by and see what they have to offer. Your patronage is much appreciated. They all are very proud of the Hawley Nuggets and their friendly community.
You may be wondering where the points are coming from. Of the 16 points that Hawley's got on the board tonight, 8 of them are in the paint.
And they're spread out. Kragerud 1 bucket, I'm sure. Celine 1 bucket, and Moultrie 1 bucket.
But look at this, points for Glenwood.
Yeah.
12 of them, they're the shorter team by 3 inches, yet they're popping inside.
Not supposed to be that way. That must be a guard getting in there think he's a post player.
Well, we're looking at high with the jumper in tight. We're looking at the fast break game.
You're looking at penetration. 2-3 zone by Hawley.
Glenwood can tie it now with a bucket. And they are being very patient. McCrory goes over to Peterson. Back to McCrory. They're playing catch. They want Hill, but Celine's fronting him inside. And High saves it on the baseline.
Nice pass.
There's Danielson, and he's hammered that time. And again, they call it on Celine.
3. I think we're going to see Erickson. What a pass. What a pass. Right through the zone. No doubt about the foul. Joel, you got to be a little more careful than that.
Tom Critchley, does he go to his son Tim now? He's going to have to go to the bench. He can't afford to have a player going in at halftime with 4 fouls.
Well, you hate to say what he should do, but I kind of think he'll come with Erickson.
Erickson, who we saw come off the bench in the 23-8 title game, do a heck of a job.
He can shoot the outside shot. He's not a bad post player.
Couple of free throws missed. That's 0 for 4 on the night for Glenwood. Still a 2-point advantage for the Nuggets as Young brings it up. Needs help now, gets to Kragerud. 3:40 remaining here in the first half.
They're looking for Celine on that post move down there. How he'll flash up.
Craggerud. Back to Celine. Celine with a nice move to the bucket. He's fouled, and he'll get a chance at a three-point play. And the foul's going to be on Danielson.
Very deceptive player. He swung out from the low post, made a little drag move there, a little squeaker, stiffed it off the side of the defense, and kissed it in off the board.
What nice touch with the left, huh?
Well, left-handers are supposed to be able to do that.
Funny
So are right-handers.
Those wrong arms, huh?
Yep.
Free throw, missed again. We're seeing both teams choking at the line tonight.
No, not choking.
Well, what do you want to call it?
Missing.
Okay.
Bang.
Missed shot inside Hill.
That won't make Hawley very happy to have a guy rebound over the top of Celine.
Craggerud down the floor.
Glenwood is up so tight on that press that Marine's standing down there doing jumping jacks waiting for the ball.
Maybe we should say choking their motors at the free throw line. Billy Joe. Inside feed Celine. We got another whistle.
Tough call, I think, Glenwood there. Let's take a look if we are. I don't know.
Let's take a look at it again.
Rebounding. Well,
Hill is as wide as he is tall, number 33.
yes, he is. Glenwood's talking about the principle of verticality in that particular play.
Celine had a great distance.
What are we for free throw line?
Well, I'll tell you what, if these ball clubs have to depend on the free throws to win tonight, we may have to go into tomorrow night's action to figure out who wants this thing. That's got to be frustrating for a coach. 3-point lead now for the Nuggets. 2:55 remaining in the first half. They go inside to Hoffman, tries to get it to Hill. And as we see Glenwood with their two big dudes in the lineup, they're making no bones about it. They want the inside game.
Glenwood is a very quick passing team, and I think a good passing team. They threw that ball away, but they're a very good passing team. They always have been.
Craggerud now working against Peterson. Breaks the pressure. This is Young. Moultrie in traffic. He's fouled.
23. Peterson.
As we see Moultrie.
Good hustle by Moultrie and then a reach in by Peterson.
Might have been ball there. You know how they move the hands like that? Peterson also has 3 fouls. Both teams obviously in the bonus now. Moultrie at the line. He missed a couple earlier tonight. Wow.
A little bit of a gamble right here by Hawley, leaving Celine in with 3. That's a tough decision for a coach to make.
And now Moultrie cans the free throw. It's a 4-point lead for the Nuggets. We must point out that the turnovers have settled down here in the second quarter. Neither team has a turnover in the second quarter. Down low to Hill. Give him room or he'll take it.
I don't think I've seen anybody all year long throw the ball through the zone defense of Hawley. That ball went from the point diagonal through the zone to a baseline post player.
It's kicked by High-Eye. The Nuggets will retain possession. 2:10 remaining here in the first half. 2-point lead for the Nuggets. Craggerud looking for help, gets it back to Noreen. Packed house here tonight at Concordia. Staples and Cyrus have the second game. We'll cover the title game live for you on Friday night. Moultrie, Celine.
You can't get him that side.
And he'll take it. A little too strong. And Hoffman again off the bench, pulling down the boards. With 1:45 here in the first half, Glenwood can tie. This is McCrory.
Man-to-man by Hawley. They changed up again. There's hit. Oh.
That's the first turnover of the second quarter.
He had him posted. He just didn't get him the ball.
Young now.
He's going to pick his pocket.
And we've got a blocking foul. And that's going to be on McCrory. Check that. That's my fault. That is going to be on Danielson. No. High-Eye. Thought it was 1-5. It was 1-1. Scott Young steps to the line. Young, a little strong.
It's getting catchy. It's getting catchy.
Yeah, it is. The flu bugs around the free throw line tonight. 2-point advantage for the Nuggets.
Selene's really got to be careful.
McCrory, inside feed, high comes away with a loose ball and a nice move, a little too strong. Loose ball again, can't get it. But, oh, what a nice play by Danielson. We are seeing a feisty Glenwood Laker basketball team around the boards tonight.
Hawley got out quick on that. They just got out quick. That was a clean block, and he picks it up and makes a nice little move, and Gregory just tapped him a little bit.
And Danielson to the line with a chance at a three-point play. And John Holston's ball club can go out in front now by 1 if Danielson can hit this one. And he does. 1 minute remaining here in the first half. A 1-point game. Kragerud, big foul out by Danielson. High over there to trap.
Don't foul out there.
They get it to Young. Young
Bolstree's over.
Bolstree inside. Wants to move. He walks.
That call was never made in the district tournament.
You say he traveled in the district tournament?
Sometimes he did.
Okay. 45 seconds remaining. A 1-point lead here for Glenwood. Into the corner. Danielson with a nice pump outside. We've got a foul call. And Selene. Oh, check that. Now they're going to call an offensive foul that time. And this is on Danielson. Danielson is aggressive along the baseline.
That was really
a couple of times tonight.
That was really a gutsy play by Selene. Here's the drive right here. Selene is planted. There is no doubt about it. But you're sitting there with 3 fouls and you step in and take that.
That is a gutsy move defensively.
I think Tommy Critch has got Erickson coming in for him.
Yeah, saying that's a little too close, even with 40 seconds left in the first half.
You know, Glenwood, I guess evidently they don't wait for anything. They had the 1-point lead in 40 seconds, and they wouldn't wait and run it down. It cost them with a foul.
And Selene has put Hawley back out in front as Erickson checks in for the Nuggets. And Selene is having a fine first half if he could just stay out of the foul column. Will they play for the last shot, Coach?
Well,
McCrory with a basketball. Over to High.
Yeah, they've been doing it all year. I don't know if they have been.
Hawley with a tight man-to-man. High. 25 seconds remaining.
They are now.
Ooh. Danielson. Back to High. Man-to-man D for the Nuggets. High has scored most of his points tonight in the paint. Back outside to McCrory, 7 seconds left. He's going to have to do something. They go to Hill, but he can't control it. And we've got a jump ball call with 2 seconds left. And the possession is going to go with the Nuggets.
Better get to Kragerud, Glenwood, or he's going to get one up.
Tough break for Glenwood that time. They got the ball where they wanted it.
Yes, they did. It's going deep.
Molstry.
Travel.
He walked. He did that in the district.
Yeah, he did. That was kind of a controversial call, and I defend the official on that call because he was looking at what was going on out on the floor because of the tough man-to-man defense.
High. Hoffman doesn't get it. That's the end of the first half. And this one, as it was in District 23, is ever so close. It's a 1-point game.
Hawley, Minnesota, a progressive town with community pride showing everywhere. The city of Hawley offers many choices for your shopping or business needs, and the town is very proud of its excellent school system and fine athletic facilities. Its recreational areas are some of the best around, and nestled in rolling hills, the Hawley Golf Course is the pride of the area. Of course, the annual Hawley Rodeo is a big part of the community and surrounding area too. So come visit Hawley, just east of Fargo Moorhead on Highway 10. You're going to like what you see.
Farmers, the planting season is right around the corner, and Peterman Seed Farms has a good supply of high germination, top quality certified seeds in many varieties of wheat, barley, soybeans, durum, and corn. Peterman's has a Minnesota approved seed plan, and cash discounts are available. Ask about their custom conditioning too. It doesn't cost, it pays to plant certified seed. Congratulations, Nuggets, on the good job you've done all season long from Peterman Seed Farms in Hawley.
Spring fashions from Strauss for women, West Acres, downtown Fargo, Grand Forks.
We are back at halftime. It's a 1-point lead for the Hawley Nuggets. And as you see them setting up, it's the FM Acro team. And Jim Heilman and I had a chance to travel with them out to Seattle at the NBA All-Star Game. And what a show they put on there. Let's go to the PA announcer, Chris Widener, for the introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, your tournament hosts are proud to provide for your halftime enjoyment one of the premier show teams in the country. They've entertained crowds from coast to coast and have decided their favorite fans are right here in the Red River Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Fargo Moorhead Acro team.
show again.
Thanks, Ed. Boy, what a great crowd to work, huh?
It really is. What's the status on maybe going with Dr. J out there? Is there any more on that?
Well, we've got an official invitation, and now it's to put the dollar figure together. Right now, we've got to raise some money in our community, and Philadelphia's got to help us out some more. So we're
Think they will?
I think so. They indicate they're going to go to work on it.
Say, I'm hearing new songs in your routine. How hard is that to put in?
Well, Kathy Higbee does a great job, and she leads that whole show with the music out there. I don't think people realize that. She does a good job.
Jim, thanks for stopping by.
You
Good
bet.
luck to you.
Okay, thanks, Ed.
Jim Simley of the FM Acro team, another terrific show. And we got another great half and another great ball game after that. Fire up, Rexy.
I am fired up. I tell you what, that halftime show does a lot of damage to the concession stands. I don't think anybody left this place.
We'll be back with the second half in a moment.
It's that time of year again, and the Hawley Co-op Elevator Company is ready. They've got everything you need for spring: seed, chemicals, fertilizer, and more. See Hawley Co-op Elevator for application as well. They're happy to be a part of this tournament and proud of the Hawley Nuggets. Hawley Co-op Elevator is also happy to serve the people of this great area. This spring, visit the Hawley Co-op Elevator Company. They're ready to help you. For underground work, snow removal, and road construction, talk to Saline Brothers Incorporated, highway contractors. They've got the knowledge and experience to do the job right. They're proud of the Nuggets' great season. And check out OLSON Pool's working Baja Whirlpool with the largest display in the area. They also have swimming pools, chemical supplies, and accessories, all on Highway 10 Hawley. And be sure to try out their new modern 8,400 square foot facility now open in Hawley. Congratulations, Nuggets!
FM Auto Mart challenges you to find a better value anywhere, and here are 2 good reasons why. The 1987 Nissan Sentra and hard-body truck. Sentra, America's best-selling import, is designed to fit your lifestyle and budget. This Sentra standard starts at just $67.45. And you can't find a better 4x4 under $11,000 than this rugged Nissan hardbody, with a list of standard features you won't believe. See more good reasons why Nissan is your #1 value at FM Auto Mart, 3151 West Main in Fargo.
From the warmth of the summer sunshine to the first white winter snow, from the browns and golds of autumn to the spring when the rivers flow, a friendly welcome's waiting when I stop and say hello. Pelican Rapid Show can make you feel at home. Welcome home. Pelican Rapid Show can make you feel at home.
Concordia. We're just about ready for the start of the second half. But what is it with you guys in basketball, huh? You can't coach, you got to get on the microphone and get into our profession, huh? Davey J, there he is. He's a great one. What a great coaching job he did do. He did in the 23-8 tournament. I think he surprised a lot of people.
He did a good job with his kids. They were well prepared for their ball game. Davey should be congratulated for that. Now he wakes over here talking with the Breckenridge radio station.
He thinks he can get away with it. That's what gets me. Hey, the numbers in that first half, very close. But the big concern is Saline with 3 personal fouls.
3 fouls. He stayed in the ballgame almost to the halftime. And man, was he close to picking up number 4. That is a real tough call for a coach to make. And Tommy Critch got away with one there, and I'm really happy for him.
Nobody in doubles for Glenwood, but only 1 player actually in foul trouble as they go in the second half, and that's Peterson.
A couple of those were probably not really earned. Now we got some stats here.
53% for Hawley. That's what they've been doing all year. Free throws, 20% for Glenwood, 40 for Hawley. And the rebounds.
That is an oofta.
Is it an oofta?
That's an oofta.
The rebound advantage goes to Glenwood. They're 3 inches shorter across the lineup, but they've out-rebounded Hawley 15-8 in that first half.
That's probably because they took a few more shots. Glenwood's shot selection wasn't quite as good as Hawley's.
You know what amazes me about the Acro team is they had all that equipment off the floor in less than 50 seconds.
Yeah, I know it.
I mean, that's moving.
Yeah, that is moving. Say, Mom, if you're listening to me at home, I don't think I put the VCR on. So if there's somebody at home, will you stick the VCR on? I want to see this ball game when the night's over.
And I want to comment. How many times will we get asked that? Get Get your machines rolling. It's going to be a great second half.
Hi to Mom and Dad and Fertile. Hang in there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they're not glued to this one, they must not like basketball.
Oh, they love
this
basketball.
one's a dandy.
I'll get all the reports now when I get up to
Do you
see
get
my folks.
critiques?
Oh, yes. Hawley out in it looked like a 1-2-2 zone for Hawley, and boy, it didn't take high long to find a hole.
And again, we see High right away hit in the paint where he has done tonight. Most of the points for Glenwood have come in that area. It's a 3-point lead for the Lakers now. This is Young. He gets it up to Celine. Let's watch and see how careful Celine plays with 3 personals here, the early going of the second half. Molstreet against Hill.
That's unusual.
Molstreet playing Hill outside.
You know, Hawley is having just a little trouble with that press. They're not, they're not turning it over so much, but it's not going across real smooth.
Hill and Molstreet making no bones about what kind of battle they're going to have in the second half.
I tell you, Hill went right after him that time.
Going to get out of his way. He benches 420. Molstreet with a nice move.
And Molstreet went right after Hill this time. Is 420 pretty good?
420.
Is that pretty good?
It's me and you and then some.
Oh, okay. Nice move by Molstreet right in the paint here. That's a tough move by Molstreet.
Molstreet at the line. In that first half, only 3 players for the Hawley Nuggets scored a field goal. Noreen, Crackeroot, and Celine. Molstreet still looking for his first field goal. Misses a couple of free throws.
Come on, guys. Both ways. You got to hit those free throws. Come on now. Let's do that right.
High. Over to Peterson. A little short. And Celine away with it.
Boy, that Glenwood team really penetrates nice.
Young needs help.
It's a little shaky.
Noreen does a great job of handling the ball there. And foul in the backcourt is Todd Young. Noreen made a big play there.
Noreen made a heck of a play. That hurts on High. Third foul. It's going to slow him up a little bit. He kept the ball alive. There's nothing wrong with that, and he did not turn over, so he can't call traveling.
That's what you get for going to basketball camp, huh, Mom?
That helps a little. See, Mom, that $200, that's a lot to do.
Making good on his investment. McCrory now gets it up to High. Back to McCrory. The Nuggets with a little zone pressure there just to slow things down a little bit. It's a 1-point game as it was at halftime. High way outside. Molstreet to Celine.
You do that once or twice, and it gets the other coach thinking, God, is this the right defense or not? We said they could have that 20-footer and any drills on.
You play the percentages in that first half, you're gambling.
Celine was wide open in the paint.
There's Celine again, in tight. Is he going to get it? No basket, they say.
No basket.
But the foul
That was called on Nick
is
Danielson.
inside on Danielson, and he picks up his 3rd.
That's,
Lonnie Hoffman into the game.
Hawley really wanted that bucket. I guess that's the only way I can say that. They really wanted that bucket.
Crackeroot will put it in play.
Move cross screen on the OB inside the Molstreet.
Molstreet. Normally he makes those.
Steve will be all right. He'll come around.
I guess you can't argue with getting the ball into a 6'4" kid 8 feet from the bucket. Hill, real strong. He was going to the bucket almost possessed. He wanted it. Noreen, Molstreet breaking the pressure.
Celine has got it again.
Noreen with a nice move but doesn't get it. And Celine back to Young. And Hawley is cold and Molstreet is fouled. They'll get a chance at a 3-point play.
Right now, Glenwood is learning a bit of a lesson. You do not give them second opportunities, but they gave them about 3 now. This is the 3rd opportunity. Glenwood did not go to the board real hard that time, and you just cannot do that.
Molstreet at the line. Misses the free throw. 1-point game. 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Peterson back outside to McCrory.
I hope those free throws are working on Steve's mind.
Inside, Peterson with a nice move. Well, we talked about Moultrie. He's yet to make a free throw, and he has scored only 1 bucket tonight. Credit the defensive showing by Hill inside.
Well, I tell you what, he is a player, though. Things are going to come around.
Noreen.
There it is, right
Moultrie in tight. They want it. Talk about putting top right English on him. 4:20 remaining here in the third quarter. A 1-point game. It's been a seesaw battle here in the second half. This is Hoffman.
Glenwood boy forgot to look to the basket. He had 2 blue shirts open.
McCrory now. They go inside the Hill with a nice touch. A little short on the iron. Get to go. Get out of the way.
What a board.
Back to a 1-point lead for Glenwood. Craggaroo. Something's got to give in this one. Celine to Moultrie. Noreen. Patented 15-footer, a little short. And Hoffman, who is in the running for player of the game off the bench. The way he's been rebounded. McCrory, Peterson, Hoffman in a play by Celine to knock it out of bounds. 3:26 remaining in the third. It's a 1-point game, and we'll be back.
The First National Bank of Hawley is your full-service bank with checking, loans, savings, safety deposit boxes, and much more. They're proud to serve the Hawley community since 1905 and are proud of the Hawley team. For complete insurance services, see the fine folks of the Hawley Agency Incorporated. And for answers to all your real estate questions, visit Evergreen Realty with multiple listing services, both located in the First National Bank of Hawley. Look your best in the newest spring colors and fashions from the Fashion Gallery in Hawley. They carry the latest styles in sizes junior, missy, women's larger sizes, plus petite and half sizes. It's the little store in Hawley that everyone is talking about. For groceries, gasoline, snacks, sporting goods, live bait, and tackle, stop by Kirk's Super America, located on Highway 10. Kirk's Super America in Hawley, the convenience store with more of what you're looking for. Congratulations, Nuggets, on your terrific season.
You talk about
the kind of player this kid is right here.
You talk about intensity and effort, and I want the ball. Give me the ball, and I'm going to make 2 baskets for my good team. That was effort.
Conversely, offensively for Hawley, we are seeing Craggaroo being held way below his 19-point average, and we're also seeing Moultrie having to really fight for some points tonight. That kid, Hill, is making his presence known in the paint.
Free throws is what's killing Steve right now.
Hawley back to the goal. That's
You talk about, folks, you talk about a big basket coming up for Hawley right here. If Glenwood gets up 5, there's a lot of psychological change going to take place.
What do you mean?
Because if they get up 5, Hawley's got to score more than just every other time down the court.
Celine!
Okay. End of theory, go back to 1.
They're bound and determined to warm up Moultrie. And the nice pass cross court comes to Peterson. We got a whistle inside. We're going to have a foul, and Hill says he can't believe he's called for that one away from the ball. That'll be the 3rd personal foul on Hill.
Does that get us in the bonus already?
It certainly does. Chris Hill puts Hawley in the bonus with 2:40 remaining here in the third quarter, and the Nuggets have yet to have a team foul here in the second half. Tom Critchley.
Come on, Tommy.
You've heard of the longest day. It's the longest night for him.
They're coming man-to-man if he scores this.
You know, I asked Tom before the game on a 620 Sports tonight about there's been so much talk about this tournament from last year. What happened to his team? Does it have a psychological effect? What do you think, Red?
Well, it might, but I tell you what. I don't think anything happened to his team. What the heck? They played the game for all she was worth, and another team got one more play. I don't know if anything happened to their team. My God, they got beat by a fairly decent team, and they played pretty good.
Moultrie missed the free throw down the floor. This is Peterson.
Nice pass.
This is Hill. Back outside Danielson. They are determined to go baseline, and it goes out of bounds. And a turnover now for Glenwood.
Too many passes. Too many passes.
Young back to Kragerud.
You notice a little change here. Kragerud's bringing the ball up against the man a little bit more. It's probably why he's not getting too many shots.
Celine back to Young, back to Kragerud. Kragerud, and with that whistle, and Peterson thinks it might have been offense, but they're going to call it.
Let's take a look at the move here.
McCrory picked up the foul.
Peterson might have a point.
Whatever, Kragerud has a 1-and-1. He can tie it.
Oh, boy, it is catchy. Come on, Hawley, you can shoot better free throws than that.
Kragerud, the second best free throw shooter on the team behind David Noreen. He's in the 70s. With that, he's in the 50s, and we're tied at 31. 2:04 remaining in the third. No pressure on the Nuggets. That surprise you?
Well, a little bit, but I think they feel they can beat them on the half court. They'll probably have a little trouble with their quickness.
McCrory back outside now. Man-to-man D for the Nuggets. There's Peterson. There's Hill. And he stepped out of bounds. They got Celine on Hill.
Yeah,
instead of Moultrie.
That's tough. Glenwood's running a little stagnant time of the game right now. They haven't done a whole lot in the last 2 possessions.
As we mentioned, the Nuggets have yet to pick up a team foul here in the second half, and Glenwood's already put them in the bonus, and that's Celine. We saw him do this in the district tournament when Kragerud and Moultrie were quiet. He pumped in 29, a career high.
I think they got a front of him down there to make him just change the ball.
Danielson, almost from the Red River. Well, that would have been a nice follow by McCrory.
Mr. Hill is not giving up any territory at all.
That's the first bucket for McCrory on the night. And we're tied at 33 with a minute remaining in the third quarter. Kragerud.
That's a nice little move by Randy. The outside people are going to have to start doing something, and that's what's happening right now.
That's the move High has been making earlier tonight. He has the ball over to Peterson. They're almost double teaming Hill at the low post. And High! We've got a foul away from the bucket, away from the ball, and they're saying that it's on McCrory. We'll go to the other end and shoot a 1-and-1, but the basket will count. Here it is inside.
Let's take a look at that call. Away from the ball is always tough, but the camera missed it.
Moultrie sure did his politics down low on that one. Glenwood has now got all 5 starters with 3 fouls. John Holston told us he likes to go 7 deep in the bench consistently. They're going to have to do that tonight.
I haven't seen much loss of efficiency in their play.
Moultrie.
That'll bring you out of a slump.
They heard the ice break in Hawley with that free throw. 40 seconds remaining in the third. A 1-point lead for the Nuggets. Loose ball comes to Hill.
Well, Glenwood wants to go for one. See if they got the patience and the ability to do it.
High and Peterson in the backcourt. Almost taken away by Noreen. Back to Peterson.
Hawley's man-to-man. Got to get off that 10-second line, Glenwood.
20 seconds remaining in the quarter. A 1-point lead for the Nuggets.
Get off the 10-second line.
This is Peterson.
There's a post wide open.
Knocked away momentarily. Hill looks at the clock. 8 seconds. Peterson with a basketball. Nice move to the bucket. Doesn't get the roll. Celine with 2 seconds. To Moultrie, that'll do it for the quarter. And it's still a 1-point game as it was at halftime. Stay tuned. We got a great one coming up.
These Glenwood merchants are proud of what the Lakers have achieved this season. Lakeview Auto Parts, your CarQuest Auto Parts dealer, the right place to buy auto parts for domestic cars, imports, and trucks. Washington Federal Savings Bank. Save with the friendly people. Open a new checking account or start an IRA at Washington Federal Savings Bank. And from everyone at your Ben Franklin store, a big congratulations to the Glenwood Lakers. The Lakers are super.
Everybody knows how to do that kick. Help kick. Yeah. The goodness of milk is a real help kick. Help kick. Yeah, milk. You pour a glass of milk real tall, getting calcium and vitamins and rubbing it all. Looking good. Come on, everybody, milk that kick. Help kick. Do that kick. Come on, everybody, do that kick. America's favorite help kick. Milk.
Celebrate Easter with a new dining room from Country Furniture, Lake Park. This contemporary group includes a double pedestal table and 4 cane-back side chairs. All 5 pieces, only $5.99. Matching hutch, $6.49. Armchairs also on sale for $119. For those with traditional tastes, this all-wood dining room is a real value. Table and 4 side chairs, only $5.99. Matching hutch, just $6.49. See the entire dining menu, all on sale now at Country Furniture, Lake Park.
Country Furniture really wants your business.
A statistic that Glenwood has got to be concerned with. McCrory with 4 and all of their starters with 3. Celine has been able to hold off the foul column in the third quarter. And interesting, it was a 1-point game at halftime. It was a 1-point game all the way through the third quarter, except for just 10 seconds when it was a 3-point lead for Glenwood. This one's going to the wire.
I believe so. That was a critical possession that time. Glenwood headed to 3 and couldn't get it to 5.
Doreen now working against double teaming here. Needs some help. Gets it to Molstry.
Hawley made a little change there. They put Dragwood back on the wing. Now Glenwood's playing man, so Hawley runs their offense. There's Molstry.
Molstry against Hill. Follows his own in tight. We got an offensive foul called on Molstry. And Danielson did a great job of getting position.
That was defense. Now the Hawley people can complain about that one, but that was good defense. No contact to speak of there, and he just stood there, no doubt.
I think the player that made that play was Hill. Made Molstry alter his shot down low.
You bet. Half-court trap by Hawley.
You heard of program changers. That guy Hill inside is a definite shot changer.
They got to get Hill into the basket.
Yeah.
They got to get Hill into the basket.
Aye now. Over to Peterson. Still a 1-point game. The Nuggets have the lead.
Good hands.
Hill is fouled. That's the lead, picking up his 4th. And I would imagine that Tom Critchley is going to have to go to Erickson or play this thing out with 7:09 remaining with Celine playing with 4. No. You're going to keep him right there on the bench. As you look at a very concerned John Holston, his player Peterson with a shot, and Young boards it for the Nuggets. Hawley has not played in an overtime game all year. They may have to tonight, the way this thing's going.
I don't think Hawley's been in a game that's been this close at this point in the game all year.
Their margin of victory on the season is 24 points, a whistle and a foul, and Peterson trying to politic his way out of that one. As you look at referee Bill Thomas and Bobby Nick also wearing the striped shirt tonight. I think we've seen terrific officiating throughout the district and the region here.
I don't think people can complain about that at all.
Celine connects. Now, Celine has got the big size advantage over Peterson. And it's showing in the foul column as they're bringing in Hoffman now, and they're going to sit down Peterson. We have seen Glenwood make a good run when they've had Hill and the big kid Hoffman off the bench in the lineup. This is when they played their best.
Hoffman can line up a little better against Celine, a little bigger kid.
And it goes for Celine. I think he's the first player to can 2 free throws consecutively tonight.
Well, now the shoe's on the other foot. This is a heck of a big possession for Glenwood.
And it's going to go! No, they're going to say no bucket. And they're going to say the foul's on Todd Young. Gutsy might have been good.
Well, this still is a big possession.
That's the third team foul on the Nuggets here in the second half. 6:40 remaining in the game. Way outside. Doesn't get the shot, and that's Swenson. It won't fall for him. A 3-point lead for Hawley, and they've got the ball.
Hawley goes up 5 now.
That would be their biggest lead of the ball game. Biggest lead for either team in this game. That's how close it's been. Saline knocks it out of bounds. It belongs to the Lakers. McCrory checks back into the lineup for Glenwood. And now II will put it in play against full court pressure to McCrory, who's playing with 4 fouls. Noreen playing him. The long pass is open. II elects to take it across midcourt himself. This is McCrory. He's got only 1 bucket tonight. Oh, yeah, here we go. A 1-point advantage for the Nuggets.
In this fun, these kids are just playing their hearts out.
Why is Craggerwood bringing the ball down the floor? What do you think they went to that change for?
Well, I think that they figure Randy's a little bit more stable out there, and if he does get a penetration, he does make a pass, he'll probably get it back.
Molstry inside. Glenwood still staying with the man-to-man despite all that foul trouble they've got. McCrory down the floor, gets it over to Hill. Inside to Hoffman, doesn't get the roll, and Saline with a big rebound, and now the Nuggets coming up on the 5-minute mark can go up by 5. Craggerwood to Noreen, near side to
Young. They got the post open.
And there's Saline, and we've got a foul that's going to be on Hill. Change that we've seen is that when they double team the ball at midcourt, we're seeing Hawley go with 2 quick passes.
That was a good call. That was a good call. He got there late.
Saline to the free throw line. The night that he scored 29, he was 13 of 15 from the free throw line. And he's stacking on the numbers tonight. A 4-point advantage for Hawley. 6 remaining. And Saline, a couple.
Man-to-man by Hawley, they changed their defense.
Into the corner. This is II. Back to McCrory. We got a whistle inside. I want to make a quick correction. Early in the game, Hawley led 12-6. But this is the biggest lead by either team in the second half. Here's the replay.
Okay, nice penetration. They're just penetrating the defense a little bit.
There's a timeout on the floor. And we'll be back.
For professional custom sign manufacturing, choose Hagland Sign Incorporated. They're a full-service shop with sales and maintenance, plus excellent design, crane and auger services, commercial art, banners, creative drawing, truck lettering, neon, show cards. Hagland Sign wants to be your sign company. They've been serving the area for over 40 years with unsurpassed quality. You'll see the difference when you call Hagland Sign Incorporated, 233-1268, South Moorhead.
Sunshine to the first white winter snow, from the frowns and goals of autumn to the spring when the rivers flow. A friendly welcome's waiting when I stop and say hello. Pelican Rapids show can make you feel at home. Welcome home. Pelican Rapids show can make you feel at home.
Their home away from home.
Well, they play a lot of games here this year. There's no doubt about that.
In the fourth quarter so far, we're almost at the midway point. 4:52 remaining. Glenwood has scored only 1 bucket. The Nuggets 3 and a couple of free throws.
This boy's got to hit these 2 free throws there. This looked like a big lead, but I think Hawley is going to melt that clock a little bit.
McCrory to the line.
Saline and Moultrie are going to have a field day because they're posted up low and they can only be played one-on-one and not getting much help.
It must be in the air tonight.
Yeah, we missed a lot of free throws.
McCrory gets the back end of the two-shot foul. Craggerud and Young with 4:45 remaining.
See, there's no help down low. There's Saline's posted up, and Moultrie's a one-on-one. Here comes the flex. Moultrie won't shoot that, but Craggerud might get one coming up right here. Right here, right there.
Great pass inside. Moultrie. Craggerud to Saline. Saline with a nice bucket. Nice touch inside. High down. Doing some nifty ball handling, and it's kicked out of bounds by Moultrie.
Well, that high still going 100 miles an hour.
And here we are now with Glenwood going to put the ball in play. 4:17 remaining. Bobby Nix says, wait a minute. This is McCrory. Inside. I couldn't get it. This is Hoffman. Oh, so close. And Craggerud stepped out of bounds trying to make the save. You know what the thing is that we always see Hawley make a big run. We have yet to see that tonight.
Well, I don't know if you're going to see a big run, but what's going to be the problem here is that Glenwood has played one tempo, that's up. And now when you're behind, you got to make a change, and I don't know if they got much more to turn up to.
Young, after a Craggerud steal, 3:50 remaining. A 6-point lead for the Nuggets.
Moultrie and Saline should get a lot here. They really should.
How much will they run down on the clock?
Well, they'll run it down. They'll get a cherry this time.
Uh-oh. Loose ball. Craggerud. They go possession, and it goes to Glenwood.
Timeout, Glenwood.
John Holston wants a timeout. 3:35 remaining. A 6-point lead for the Nuggets. And if there's been a lot of thought about last year, now's the time to remember it, because this is the game, almost to the very day.
We are getting down to nuts and bolts time, folks. Glenwood has got to come up with something just a little bit different because they've been full court pressing and trapping all the time, and Hawley is now handling it. Hawley has the lead, so Glenwood has to gamble a little more, and that means that Moultrie and Saline are either going to get it directly from the post, or else they're going to run their offense through, and either Craggerud or Saline is going to get a cherry coming off that baseline pick.
As much as at stake with this game for these two ball clubs, as you look at both coaches, we saw Hoffman help up Moultrie off the floor. Great sportsmanship here, guys, between both teams, and that's really what you want to see. When it's even with for all the marbles, you're seeing great sportsmanship like that.
Well, they were probably teammates in the summer camp, too. You never know, because these kids play a lot of ball.
3:35 remaining. A 6-point lead.
Saline's got 23.
Saline is definitely on a roll.
That's pretty quiet, 23.
Well, we're seeing Saline pick up the slack when Craggerud's been quiet. McCrory in high work the backcourt. This is Noreen on the D. Danielson, they try to go to Hill. Moultrie with a great effort. Almost knocked over a partner down there on the camera, Brian Wall.
They're doubling up. They're front and back there now. They're doubling up on Hill on the baseline, so that's going to be awfully tough. It's going to have to be something from the outside of the penetration.
Hill with a huge rebound. From behind, Moultrie. Moultrie says all ball. Billy Thomas says no.
When you get tired, you shoot short. And here's a heck of a rebound, and well,
free throw by Hill is good. He'll get another one.
He must have fouled him because he made the free throw.
Isn't it interesting how both Hill and Moultrie are not filling up the scoring time? A great play inside. Hoffman.
Now we're getting.
Oh, I'll tell you.
No foul.
Pragerud and Noreen. They're playing the three-man game over to the near side. This is Young.
Here comes their Celine right there.
And there's Celine with a move. He's fouled. He'll get an opportunity in a three-point play.
That was on Kevin McCrory. That's his fourth. Celine will shoot one.
You just know that's coming if you've been watching these kids play. You just know that's coming in this situation.
Is that good coaching there? We see Celine taking advantage of the short McCrory on the floor.
Of course it's good coaching, but it's also giving your kids something to run, and the kids running it, and the thing that shows is what's going to get you the basket. And that time they didn't have the post right away, but they run the front. And he came off that pick, and Glenwood didn't quite jump out quick enough to take the ball away.
A 6-point lead for Hawley. The thing that I think is interesting about the Nuggets is they get their bench standing up, getting the crowd revved up. And Danielson loses the ball. Pragerud as we take it down to 2:34.
I think Hawley's got him right where they want him now.
Foul in the backcourt by High. And as we have talked about free throws all night, with 2:31 remaining, a 6-point lead, you can only wonder if the Nuggets are going to capitalize on this 1-and-1 situation.
Well, I tell you, Young threw up a brick the last time he threw the free throw, and that was earlier in the game. And now Tommy Fitch took a timeout. And what he's telling is, you make these free throws, we're going to this defense, and when we get the ball back, we're going to milk the clock. You miss these free throws, they're probably going to run the offense through again.
In the second half, we've seen Hawley turn the ball over 2 times. That pressure by Glenwood has not gotten to him.
Hawley hasn't really blistered their press with anything real fancy, but they have gotten to the cross, and what's happened is Hawley has been ahead now, and when they're ahead, that means that Glenwood is extending just a little bit more, and Celine and Mostry, if they don't get it on the block from a wing pass, it's because the guard has dropped down in. When the guard drops down in, then you run the offense, you go elbow to elbow and run the flanks.
Defense wins championships, offense sells the tickets, the old story, and with only 2:31 remaining in this one, Hawley's playing it tight to the vest.
But right now, Hawley's playing good defense, there's no doubt about that. But Hawley's defense right now is their offense. When they bring the ball up, their enemy is no longer Glenwood, their enemy is the clock.
6-point lead, and Todd Young can add to it.
Let's see what Todd does. He threw up a brick last time. Great rebound.
That it was a great rebound. Peterson, McCrory.
How much patience
Danielson.
Put it up.
High, he's the man.
There's no quitting either one of these teams.
A 4-point game. Young.
High's got to be careful. He's got 4.
Against pressure, this is Pragerud against Danielson. He's trapped, gets it up court to Noreen. 2 minutes remaining. A 4-point advantage for the Nuggets.
You got to attack, though. You're 4 up. You can't play too cozy. You got to attack. They're running the offense, only farther out on the floor.
If they want to foul somebody, it should be Mostry.
Well, yes, it should be. That's right. Absolutely.
Young.
Or Young.
Noreen is the best free throw shooter on the team. Celine's had one whale of a night. We're down to 1:35.
They sure had their opportunity to foul Mostry or Young. Got to go get him. That's the one to foul. Glenwood, if you want a chance.
Young running it down to 1:25. This is David Noreen outside. And John Holston's off the bench. It's a 1-and-1 foul.
That's not the guy to foul.
From the line, the numbers, very impressive. And they got the kid who throws in more than anybody on that Nugget team.
They had their opportunities to follow people that have not been shooting well lately. They probably just didn't realize who they were.
Coming up a little bit later tonight, it'll be Cyrus and Staples.
And of course, it's really easy from here to make those calls, isn't it?
1:23 remaining here.
I'll bet there was about 1,000 coaches in the stands wondering why these Glenwood kids didn't foul somebody else.
5 fouls by McCrory, and of course the coach gets a certain amount of time by Minnesota rules to make the defensive adjustment.
He gets 30 seconds to decide if he's going to leave him or take him out.
They set McQuarrie down and Doreen to the free throw line. Both teams in the bonus. 4-point lead for the Nuggets.
Glenwood's got to get Hill back in here, I think. He doesn't have 5 fouls, does he?
And now Doreen again.
He missed it.
Doesn't get it. Moultrie tips it away, and it comes to Swenson.
Oh, we get a basket here, folks.
High-eye. In traffic. Swenson with a basketball. This is Danielson. And Moultrie fighting for the basketball with a gallant effort. Inside of him goes Peterson, and they say he fouled him. They'll go the other way and put Moultrie to the line.
All right, here's the shot. The fans don't like this call. Let's see if we can make it on the replay.
Pretty obvious, I think. And now Glenwood has got another player with 5 fouls, and that's Peterson. He will come sit down.
How many has Hill got?
We're checking. 109 remaining. A 5-point advantage for the Nuggets. And now Glenwood's coaching staff, headed by John Holston, who's won the district 5 years in a row. They're going to put Hill back in.
Now, if Glenwood gets the ball, they've got to go to Hill right now for a 3-point opportunity. They've got to go to him right now.
This is Stephen Moultrie at the line.
109 remaining, and Moultrie certainly has not had an all-star night at the free throw line. But they don't get any bigger than that with 1:09 remaining.
Well, the cream comes to the top. Somebody said that one time.
Yeah. 6-point lead. And Craggaroo, maybe the rebound was bigger than the point.
Yeah. Well, it sure was.
Young. They're going to have to foul him. They get it to Noreen. This is Celine. They say it was knocked out of bounds by Hopkins. And with 56 seconds remaining, Holston wants the timeout. He's the head coach with the glasses on, and what a job he has done in his stay at Glenwood. I remember the first year we did the Minnesota tournaments, Glenwood came in here with a guard named Mike Olson. What a player he was.
Put on quite a show.
He sure did. And Kerfeld,
Big Kerfeld. This Olson was very fluid, with great hands to penetrate, and good shooter.
And you know, the interesting thing was that John Holston was telling us the other day, he said, that year, they were 26-0 leaving this tournament and lost in the first round of the state tournament. And he was making the point that it's tough for Hawley to come through this thing undefeated. There's a lot of pressure on those kids.
Well, you know, you play so many games in basketball, it is really difficult to go through here undefeated. And the thing is, you're so cranked all the time, and then all of a sudden in basketball tournament play, one shot, and man, you turn off the emotion completely. You're all done. You're going home.
56 seconds remaining. And it wouldn't surprise me a bit if Tom Critchley talked about the Wheaton game a year ago in that last huddle.
Well, he's got a little different situation now. He's up 6. I think he can relax a little bit.
The old boxes it.
Old box number 1 play. Wrong guy to foul.
Six-point lead, 55 seconds remaining. I think a couple of things we got to really credit Glenwood with is the defensive job that they have done on Moultrie and Craggaroo tonight. Now, we have seen Hawley so many times, you can't shut everybody down.
You bet. Hawley's going back to a 2 defense after this free throw. They're going back 2-3 zone. And Glenwood's got to take one look inside to look for Hill, and then they got to put the shot up and just tear the board down.
And the Nuggets have to be counting their blessings that Noreen, the best free throw shooter on the team, has been at the line within the past 15 seconds 2 times.
There's the 2 defense.
Did he step out of bounds? Danielson did. It's Nugget ball.
Goodness gracious.
Biggest biggest lead of the game, 8 points. And a foul in the backcourt, that's going to be on Swenson.
Well, sir, I think you can sing the song now. Turn out the lights. She's all over. This is almost impossible from this point for the way Hawley's been playing.
And Randy Kragerud is the second best free throw shooter on this Nugget team.
I doubt very much you'll miss this one. The heat's off a little bit more now, and everybody's relaxed a little bit more. I think you'll hit these two.
Critchie.
Tommy Critch is trying to get his 5 play on a bounce setup, but they got it in anyway.
He's got 2 to wax.
They've been spending all the times in the district working on getting the ball in against the press, and he evidently had something set up for him. He wanted a minute, and the kids forgot about it.
Kragerud will get another one. They're up by 9. It goes out of bounds. They'll send it Glenwood's way. Letting it roll. Now the clock will start. Taken away by little David Noreen. He'll have a move to the bucket. And he's fouled by High. 37 seconds remaining. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Now you can rub the old forehead, Richie. I don't think there's any doubt about it that Noreen has played a much better floor game tonight than what we saw him play in the district tournament.
Particularly in this fourth quarter, he's played very well.
I think in that district title game, he had about 5 turnovers in the first 3 minutes.
He should get off that free throw line.
Well, the Hawley Nuggets, they went ahead for keeps with 40 seconds left in the third quarter to make it 36-35. And they've held their poise throughout. Now they're down to 37 seconds remaining.
Those.
I think she can start singing.
Turn out the lights, the party's over.
Biggest lead of the game.
5 seconds. He almost got that call last time. That's a right call, too.
37 seconds remaining. Court.
That's probably 5 on him.
Probably, and that's Danielson.
That's 4.
Noreen back to the free throw line.
How many points has Glenwood scored in this fourth quarter? Not very many.
Not very many at all. We'll have the numbers for you momentarily. 35 seconds remaining. And Noreen, the last kid they'd like to have to the free throw line, has certainly made a living there tonight. And now it's a 12-point advantage. In the last 2 minutes, it's been all free throws for both ball clubs. Danielson, this is Swenson way outside. Hoffman, he connects. Timeout with 19 seconds remaining. Glenwood cuts it to 10, but many think that all that's going to do is add to the celebration time for the Nuggets.
Glenwood's going to play the string out all the way. They got timeouts. They're going to use them. They're going to make Hawley go to that free throw line and keep shooting free throws, give themselves a chance to score some points.
It's tough to console your team at this point, isn't it? When you know you've had a great season. You came in here at 18-4.
You don't really console them. You just keep playing as hard as you can because the rule says you got to go 32 minutes, so you go 32.
How tough is it to come out of your district 5 years in a row as champion?
Oh, I tell you, that is more than just an enviable record, I'll tell you.
19 seconds remaining, and the Nuggets will have the ball. And Hawley has gotten 3 buckets to 1 at the start of This is Young. Over to Craggeroo.
Get it up, Randy.
Craggeroo. He's fouled in the backcourt by Hoffman. I like this kid, Hoffman. I think he's a player off the bench. He's done a good job for them.
These kids from Glenwood are good basketball players. They just missed a few shots here in the end that kind of turned the game around. I thought the key possession when they were up 3 and had the ball and couldn't score. Glenwood's clearing the bench.
John Holston, what a run he has had at Glenwood. You know, we'll hear from Lynn Peterson and also Greg Hills, the coaches of Staples and Cyrus, respectively, before the next game. We'll also hear from Tom Critchley, and he's just got to be ecstatic that this is kind of really getting the monkey off Hawley's back.
Well, you go one step farther than you've been. If there was a monkey there, that should get rid of it. I can't believe anybody put too big a monkey on it, but if it was there, this should take care of it.
Craggeroo with a couple.
One monkey leads to another monkey.
That's right. Pretty soon it's a gorilla at the state tournament. And with 7 seconds remaining, Hawley will get it back. A 12-point lead. But that's the hardest earned 12-point lead I think I've seen. Glenwood has played a great game tonight. This is Young. Down to Noreen. 1 second. It's over. The Nuggets, a year ago, eliminated in this very game in a double overtime by Wheaton. Come back to avenge the loss. And they are headed for the Region 6A title game. A great coaching job again.
Both teams have nothing to be disappointed with, and here we go, Tommy Day.
Tom Critchley, the head basketball coach of the Hawley Nuggets. His ball club wins it by a score of 57-45. But Tom, you had to work for that one all the way through.
You bet. It was our defense, Dad. Our defense did it again. We didn't shoot well from the free throw line. We shot pretty good from the field the first half, and we had the patience on offense. I said before the game, if it's in the 50s, it's our game. If it's in the 60s, it's their game. Our kids executed beautifully.
We saw a repeat performance tonight by Joel Saline. They shut down Craggeroo a little bit. They shut down Moultrie a little bit, and Saline picked up the slack.
You bet. If he plays like that, I wish we could play all semifinals. But he's great. He's a great player, and that just shows the balance of our team. You stop 1, you stop 2. We got 3, 4, and 5 that are going to knife you.
Tommy, they had you by 3 midway through the third quarter. Then they had the ball coming down the floor. How important was it for you to protect that 5-point disadvantage?
Very important. We couldn't get in a game where they got the lead because they had a great amount of quickness, and we felt they could go to a 4-corner type attack with Hawley, who's really a quick kid. But a lot of people underestimate our kids' quickness too. We've got quick kids too.
Now Hill on the inside for Glenwood was really having a battle with Moultrie tonight. Yet you kept beating Steve a lot. You kept getting in that baseline jump shot. How concerned were you of the lack of production that Moultrie was having and lack of success against Hill inside?
Well, we don't really go inside an awful lot, yeah. But when we can get the ball inside, we'll go inside like we do to Saline. Like I say, you can stop one of our post players, but you can't stop both of them.
Tom, the other night you told us your ball club's on a mission. Does it matter, Staples or Cyrus?
We don't care. We're on a mission. We got 1 more to go for the state tournament.
Congratulations, Tom Critchley.
Thank you.
Tom Critchley's ball club is headed to the Region 6A championship game. And that's what one friendly coach does to another one when you win the big one. Tom Critchley giving Rex Haugen a heck of a hug. We'll be back to talk with Joel Saline in a moment. The Nuggets going to the title game.
Introducing Command from FMC.